What up, Gravity Gang? Welcome to episode 16. Yeah, we're featuring a cat today. We're actually featuring two cats today. There's one and the other. And obviously, we've got the main man here, special guest. Ennis, what are you saying, bro?
What's good, my bro? Appreciate you for bringing me on.
Nah, honestly, it's an absolute pleasure. You guys, if you're on TikTok and you're on Instagram, I'm sure that you probably know him. He's got a lot of following. So, Ennis, actually, introduce yourself for us.
So I'm Ennis. You can also call me Ekayy. You probably see my name on social media for boxing/boxing tips, maybe even Instagram. And yeah, I'm thankful for you. I messed it up. I messed it up.
That's calm. Go. Keep going.
Yeah, so I'm thankful to be on this podcast with these guys. They brought me on today, so I'm very grateful for that. And today we're going to speak a little bit about me and also themselves too.
There you go. So, obviously, the people that do know that you're a boxing masterclass.
Yeah.
For people who don't know you, guys, he does a lot of boxing tips. Tell us a little bit about how you got into boxing.
So first of all, initially I got into boxing like 5 or 6 years ago. And to be honest, I feel like the reason I got in is very similar to other people's reasons because I live in London, right? It's one of the most dangerous cities in the world. So it's very dangerous to go outside, especially on your own. And I was thinking, you know what, yeah, if I'm going to run into any altercations, if someone's trying to rob me, stab me, God forbid, I want to at least be able to protect myself at all times. So I thought, let me try something like a martial art. I tried Kung Fu, didn't really like it. Then I tried boxing, and I thought boxing did a lot better for me. So I really enjoyed that more.
How have you found that boxing? Because again, this is something that probably is very obvious to people, but they need to hear it for someone like yourself.
Yeah.
How have you found boxing that's carried over to everything else in your life?
So the main benefit I gain from boxing, right, is confidence. There's many benefits that you gain motivation from it, but motivation isn't really that important because discipline is what's really important. But the main benefit I actually got was, as I said, confidence. Because when you learn how to fight, it's not like you get this cocky advantage of yourself, but you actually feel more safe in yourself when you go outside because, if somebody, God forbid, was going to try and, confront you on something stupid that happens very often in the UK, at least I have the ability to at least try to protect myself instead of not being able to do that in the first place. So that's why I got the confidence from boxing. And that's why even till this day, in my day-to-day life, I still feel that confidence. Since 5 years ago when I first started, it still stayed with me. It hasn't gone even one bit. And it's even gotten progressively better as well. So that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And one thing, it's funny that you touched upon it. You were saying that most people, when they get into martial arts, they think that they're going to be like cocky and walking around thinking I'm the shit. Everyone I know who's actually at a decent level of fighting, like some people who've actually competed at a fairly decent level, they're the most chill people.
Yeah.
Like you actually wouldn't even know that they're fighters.
It's true.
They're so chill. And I think it's that deep rooted confidence.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you don't need to like
That's what I'm saying.
make up for something.
I believe if you got true confidence, but a lot of people disagree because they'll say like, McGregor, he's a good fighter. I agree, but that's like the top 1%, right? But I believe a true confident person is a person who's not going to go out there and be cocky. I feel like a true confident person is confident enough in themselves and secure enough. They're not insecure to be this cocky guy put on this persona because let's be real, that's not you. You're not like that in your house with your mum. You're not like that in your house with your dad. You're just be you. Don't be this cocky person. But I know it sells fights in that in boxing, being a cocky person like McGregor. He's one of the top fighters right now. But I understand it from their perspective. But I don't believe that's their true self at all. I believe that's all for the cameras. And that's all just to get, more tickets up for the fights and stuff. So I don't really like people that are cocky when it comes to fighting sports at all.
Do you feel like, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong here, you're Turkish, right?
Oh, no, I'm Albanian.
Albanian.
Not too far.
So, So do you feel like culturally for you, that kind of, those values of being, respectful, but also understanding that you shouldn't be someone who's cocky and whatever, has that transcended through your cultural values and your upbringing at home?
To be honest, the one thing I kind of agree on is when you say like, obviously I'm from Albania, right? And traditionally Albanians are very strong-minded, brave, confident. So I guess that's one thing that I've carried over into my boxing. Because, whenever, like, I'm doing boxing with my cousin, as a joke, we're always like, come on, bro, you're Albanian, like, hit it harder. Obviously, we're saying that as a joke, but it does carry on, like, small aspects into your training. Like, when that comes into your mind, like, oh, wait, I'm Albanian, I need to hit harder because, other people are going to be like, yo, this guy's a weak Albanian. But that's like a small thing. I don't really care about that at all, to be honest. So it doesn't really affect me at all, but I can see why it would affect another person's mindset from, like, their culture and upbringing, especially if they had a tough one, they would most likely be a harder, tougher opponent for their fighter. So, yeah, bro.
The reason I asked is because our last guest, Sugam, he's Nepalese. And one thing that we explored with him was the carryover of his culture to the kind of person that he is today. And funny enough, actually, we were speaking about this before. Hello. There you go. She's come down.
Yeah.
You know, speaking about how actually your cultural background or how you've perhaps been raised at home will also have an impact on the type of person that you are going to be.
Especially if you had a tough upbringing, I believe that you would definitely become a tougher-minded person because you've been able to deal with those, you know, hardships, especially if you're brought up like that since a young age.
Yeah, I agree. And this is the kind of duality of London, is because, as you say, it's a very dangerous place, which can force you to obviously have to go and fend for yourself. But
I agree for sure.
I think we also both agree that the UK as a whole is becoming fairly soft, right? So I think it's become more important than ever for young men and women to go out there. I don't even think it even has to be just about fighting. It's just doing something you don't want to do, which is physical, I think is the best way to
It's the same thing with gym.
Yeah, 100%.
Same thing exactly with gym. But, you know, you've got these cocky gym lads as well. But even then, I still don't even compare that to like cocky fighters. Because in the gym, like, all the gym lads I know, most of them, none of them are cocky at all. Yeah. But obviously you've got some, but I feel like the most humble ones are always the biggest ones and the strongest ones anyway. Yeah. Like, bro, just be humble, innit?
They have nothing to prove because they've proven it to themselves that they're strong, so they don't need to prove it to other people.
If you can prove something to yourself and not care about what other people think, then you've got something going on for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's good, bro.
That's why it's definitely important, regardless of your kind of culture where you live. It's just it should be a true.
Especially growing up in London. Especially secondary schools. You guys went to secondary school here, right?
I didn't know. I was in Switzerland.
So I would say, from my perspective, I feel like everyone that went to secondary school in London had a tough and a very strange upbringing in secondary schools because everybody wants to like show off to each other. Everyone wants to be like the strongest, the biggest guy. But really and truly, nobody cares if you're the biggest and strongest guy after school's finished because after the school, all these bad men, all these like drug dealers that all think they're cool, get validation from the girls and the guys, you know, they get respected. I guarantee 9 times out of 10, these guys are all failing after school.
Well, they'll be working in Tesco's or whatever.
That's what I'm saying, afterwards. All that drug dealing, just work a 9 to 5, bro. You'll probably make more than you're making with that. So, they take it too far. It's because they gain too much confidence in the school from a young age. And when they leave it, it stays with them. But later in life, most of them realize it ain't worth it for them. Yeah. But they realize too late.
Actually, that's a really interesting point. Yeah. Obviously, I share that because I went to school here as well. But Sam and I were actually talking about this before in the context of women, right? So getting women. A lot of these guys that perhaps didn't have any skills learning how to, you know, talk to a girl properly, they just had it because they were good looking when they were younger.
Yeah, for sure,
They never actually went through any hardships. They didn't have to learn anything. Whereas, you know, like you say, right, all the bad mans at the school, they had it easy in school because everyone wanted to be their friend. They got all the validation. But then suddenly when real life hits, they're like, oh shit, I've got no skills.
It's over now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like...
They peaked at 16, which is
that's their prime, when you're 16 to 18.
Imagine your peak in life as a man being 16.
That's what I'm saying. Your peak should not be 16. It should be at least like, 19 plus 20, even 30s. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like the prime of a man, even though we all feel like we want to be in our prime at a young age, what I've researched, I haven't researched, but I actually heard it. It was saying like something like your prime will be at around 30 to 35, like your actual like biggest success in life. And I'm not talking just money-wise. I'm talking like family-wise, relationship-wise, connection-wise, respect-wise, maturity-wise. So it's mad because everyone feels like they need to succeed now. And even me, I still feel like that right now. But you got to realize at older age, you're going to look back and think, bro, I was kind of stupid thinking that back then. So, but at least you know it now that you're going to be thinking that. So it's better than...
It's a long journey.
Yeah, it's a long journey. Yeah, man. But it's going to be worth it.
It's a more rewarding one. So it's funny you say 30s. And I used to think the same. So I'm very fortunate enough that my dad, he's been teaching me this stuff from when I was 16. Obviously, when you're 16, you're like, shut the fuck up. You don't tend to listen to it.
Ignorant about it,
He's always said, like, actually, as a man, there's no reason why your 40s or 50s you should just be peaking physically. You might not be peak, but your wisdom,
you gain new skills every
your networking, like more and more people respect you. So it should just be. I don't think you should even put a number on it because then you'll get to 35 and be like, oh well, now it's downhill.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't look at a number. You're right about that because that's changed my mind on it. As I was saying, 30, 35. I'm just realizing what you said is correct because I feel like every year, if you don't learn a new thing, and I don't mean just by like learning a new business or something, I mean like learning a new thing about yourself. For example, becoming more wise, becoming more respectful. One thing every year, that's a step forward to success. So now you change my mindset about the 30 to 35. I'll take that away. I believe it's every year you level up.
Every year, bro.
Every
90.
year level up. It's not about the age.
My granddad's learning. He's old, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say coming towards the end, but like,
Yeah.
he's just started learning Italian. I'm like, what's the fucking point? You're never gonna use it. He's like, I need to learn. I need to like add more weapons to my arsenal. I'm like, I fucking respect
Bro,
that.
that's crazy.
It's sick.
You changed my mind on that as well. That's mad, because when I look at like elderly people, I'm thinking like, as bad as it might be, it's like, wow, they're coming to the end of their life. But at the same time, that person might be trying to learn new skills. They might be trying to do like bigger things, because from an outside perspective, me looking at them, it's like, wow, this person's like probably lived through a lot. Are they not finished? But the grind never stops in a person. So there's always more.
It shouldn't never stop.
Yeah,
For most people, it stops at 25.
We always listen to music saying like, yo, I'm a grind until I die, until like an old age, innit? And they're really doing it. So it's mad to see that, man.
I mean,
it's
literally, the best example is Colonel Sanders, right?
Yeah.
Started KFC, what, 66? KFC is one of the most prosperous, profitable businesses to ever exist.
Yeah.
Right? So, and he did it at 66 years old. So that really epitomizes it.
Yeah.
Not Nelson Mandela. I think it was, No.
It gives you hope, though, seeing something like that. It's like, everyone's success is at a different time and age, but you can't be jealous at seeing someone succeed at a younger age, because maybe it's just not your timing yet.
You know what? Who else said that? Jay.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
literally, we were talking about him before, right? Jay Chris, we had him on before, said exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't get jealous. Your time just hasn't come yet, but it will come if you keep putting in the work.
That's true, because as I was saying, speaking about success in different time ages, I know someone, not going to say his name, but he's making like over 100K and he's only 15 years old. He's been into business since he was 13. And when I look at him, I don't get jealous at all, because I think, even though this guy's younger than me and more successful than me in like business, I'm thinking, okay, what can I learn from this guy?
Exactly.
And it's like, just because his success came at a younger age, it doesn't mean no one else can succeed at a later age. Like, your timing is different to everyone else's, and you should never be jealous at someone's success, because just because you look at someone succeeding, it doesn't necessarily mean they're doing better than you. It means they know something that you don't, that you can learn from them.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking, what can I learn from him doing that? What can I learn from this guy doing that business? What can I learn from this guy? And the thing is, you should also learn from people's failures as well.
Yeah.
Like, don't wait for your failures to come. Learn from other people's. That's smarter than actually waiting for your own failures to come yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's why cultivating the right friends, because then you can learn from each other's mistakes.
Exactly.
This guy, if he's done what you're trying to do, that's why network with people who are doing what
very
you've
important.
done.
I agree with that for sure.
Because then he can say, don't do this, this or that, because he made the mistakes and he probably learned from his
Exactly,
mentor.
And being in an environment, for example, in a friendship group that is like, let's say these lot only speak about business, right? They only speak about business. All you're going to hear all day, you're not going to hear about drugs, like most of the time. You're not going to hear about school. You're not going to hear them talk about, what food they ate, what bus they took to this place, whatever they talk. All they're going to be talking about is how much money they made, how they made the money, what they learned from making that money. And that's all you're going to be hearing. It's going to be stuck in your subconscious mind. You're going to be hearing that all day, compared to if you was in a like friendship group with friends that all they talk about is smoking weed all day, doing drugs. What are you going to be hearing? You're going to become the environment. You're going to become just like them. That's why it's so important to be in a network friendship group of people that are on the same journey 100%. As you. So that's just, for the people watching, make sure you watch who you're staying around. You got to make sure you watch who you're staying around, because it's gonna affect you in a negative way or a positive way.
Exactly.
So honestly, I mean, I definitely know I speak on behalf of his son. We fucking love everything he says. This is everything we preach. But you're almost 10 years younger than us.
Yeah.
How have you developed this mentality from such a young age? Because it's inspiring.
Yeah. So to be honest, my mentality, and this is gonna be mad, but literally social media.
Yeah.
Social media, like obviously you got bad content that comes in your For You page, good content, but I usually like to filter out the bad content, and I'm pretty sure you guys do the same thing. Just take all the good content's advice.
Get rid of the girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just take all the good advice from it and bring it into your mind and keep it in there. Keep all the good information, the valuable information in with you, and whenever it's ready to be used, launch it out your mind.
This is one thing that perhaps young people of this generation have that we didn't have, right? So obviously when we were growing up, I say it like as if it was years ago, but when we were growing up, social media wasn't that place where you actually had the ability to tap into all this knowledge. Social media for us was just friends sharing their stories or whatever.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
But now, honestly, and again, right, just coming back to you addressing the audience, if you're someone who's in their late teens and you want to really make a difference, you don't actually even need YouTube anymore. You can learn so much if, like you say, you filter out the bad shit and you put the good shit in. There's so many people out there now that you have access to, that your grandparents, your parents, even your older brother and sister didn't have access to.
Very true.
And you've basically done that. You've essentially taken what you've been given and you've made the best out of it. And I think that really does epitomize why you are where you
For
are.
sure, yeah. And I feel like this is also the case for many other people. But I feel like it's a mindset thing. If you have the mindset that you're only taking bad information and negative side, like for example, say you meet a person you're at a meeting, right? And this person's only talking bad, but might say one good thing. If you're a person who thinks about all the bad things they said, you're not going to really learn from anything about that. But if you take that one thing and filter out all the bad things, what are you left with? You're left with knowledge and information from that, and you can use that for yourself. So it's just important how your mind works with it as well, how you take in information, because that's what's going to take you far in life.
Well, that's why it's also important to not only be with people who want to elevate you, but just in general, positive people.
Yeah, that's
People
what I'm
who
saying.
see the glass like half full, right? Because there's some people out there, they're always moaning, they're always finding
For
the
sure.
negatives and stuff. It's like, bro, you're only moaning because you do fuck all with your life.
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I guarantee these people that moan about them lives, all they do is, they'll go home, eat junk food, binge watch YouTube, start bashing off, watching porn all day, like, texting girls, no riz, don't even know how to talk to a girl. Like, bro, like, get a fucking life.
It's Rizless, man.
Bro, Rizless, that's what I'm saying, bro. Rizless and bitchless, bro. And they're struggling. Like, can you not see? You're not even trying to improve yourself.
But it's because
Like,
their friends, they're all just circle jerking each
that's
other.
what I'm
just,
saying,
like,
bro. Literally,
spiraling down.
They don't see life in the way other people see it, like the successful people see it. Not even just successful. They don't take in things like what they learn, and they don't use it well. Like someone might tell them, bro, go to the gym. They're like, no, I'd rather bash all day. Like, come on, man, just do something for yourself. Because if you can't even start to do something on your self-improvement journey, like at least get out there to do something, like one good thing a day, you're never gonna succeed. Because what's the point of trying to do something big when you can't even do the small things first? It's like, come on,
this
bro.
is something I actually spoke about with someone else yesterday. Successful people, and that could be in any realm of life, right? Whether it's in fighting, whether it's in their health, whether it's in their money, family, whatever. They all share the same. They're made of the same cloth, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think what happens nowadays is people take their emotional, political, or whatever other stance they have, and they project it onto everything they do.
Everyone,
And what you said was so powerful. You can have someone who perhaps you don't agree with on every single metric, but there is value in what they're saying and something. And you take it and learn from it.
And don't just look at the negative side of what they're saying. Try and always take out the positive.
Exactly. But everyone nowadays, I'm not sorry, not everyone, but most people nowadays will now look at one bad thing that someone has said that they can't, and then suddenly they're like, oh no, I can't learn from that person.
That's I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah, you can't learn then.
More. Literally,
because everyone's done something bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
You got to take in the good side of it.
Yeah, and it's also down to the point where you need to brainwash yourself, right? Because everything out there is going to brainwash you. So you might as well let the positive things. But all these people that focus on the negative things, one, they've been brainwashed to think that way most of the time. Not all the time. Some people genuinely care about a cause because it's kind of one of their passions. But why are you trying to fix other people's shit, other society's shit, when, bro, you can't even fix yourself. Fix yourself first.
That's what I'm saying.
Go to the gym. And this is what, you know, all these people protesting, doing stuff. If they all walked out and actually had good posture and were like, come on, people would listen to them, bro.
Because if you're doing something for yourself that you can portray like to other people, then they will see it, because you can't just learn from people's words. You have to see from their actions.
Exactly.
Like, for example, if you want to do business with a person that's like, sorry to say this, but overweight, obese, it's like, why would I want to do business with you? Well, obviously I still might too, but why would I want to do business with you if you can't even take care of yourself, let alone a business? It's like, at least be a good business front. If you're trying to like make a deal with me, at least show me that you've got some sort of like respect for yourself. And I like what you said about brainwashing, because I agree with that. You said you got to brainwash yourself, and people might be like, what do you mean brainwash yourself? But what I mean is, you got to be delusional in yourself. Because if you're delusional in yourself, that means you always believe in yourself. That means there's no moment in your life where you don't believe yourself if you're delusional. And this leads to something called the law of attraction, right? The more you believe in something and the more grateful you are for having it, even if you don't have it, it's always going to come your way. So being delusional takes you a long way in life. You got to be a delusional fighter. For all boxers and gym lads out there, even if you're not the best boxer in the world, you got to trick your mind and tell yourself you're the best boxer. Who cares if Mike Tyson's out there? Mike Tyson would destroy me in a fight. But if I tell myself I would destroy Mike Tyson in a fight, it still might not happen.
You'll be better.
But it gives me confidence. It brings something out of you, gives you some positive energy, and it might even give you a chance, because you never know what might happen. But
It's also the words you say. It's like, I'm huge on it. Stop saying if, say when.
If,
like,
exactly.
If I make money this year. Nah, when I make money.
How
like,
am I gonna
stop
make
believing
money?
it. Stop picturing yourself driving that car, getting the girl you want.
The words you say have a big effect on your lifestyle.
Self-hypnosis,
That's literally why it's called spelling. When you're spelling, it's like spelling.
Yeah,
bro. I don't know if it was Bruce Lee. I can't lie. But spelling, literally, when you're spelling words, you're literally making spells. And what was the other one? There was another one. The spelling for low attraction, grateful. There was another one, but I can't think of it at the top of my head. But it was like similar to the spelling one.
But it's true, like you cast a spell on yourself with the words that you utter.
I'm trying to think of what it was now, but I can't even think of it. But it was a very good one. It was just as good as a spelling one. But it's mad because your words play a big impact on your life. Have you realized it? People that don't succeed as much and are not doing as good in life, for example, they're not like doing shit for themselves. They always have negative self-talk. Always. If you look at a group of people that are succeeding, or at least trying to succeed, they're always saying some things that are better than the people that are not succeeding. They always have slight better words and better self-talk on themselves as well. So it's just, when you pay attention to things like that, you can really learn from a person and see what kind of person they are just by how they speak. So it's mad.
Have you heard of a guy called Wes Watson?
No,
so he's just like big American guy, spent 10 years in prison in America, but when he was in prison, like, he was like the top dog, right? And he does loads of motivational stuff now. And he says the number one successful trait that all these people have is self-delusion. Like, you have to think you're the shit. You have to think you're better than everyone else. And people say, what do you mean you're better than me? It's like, I'm better than you. Yeah, exactly. You have to believe just because I believe I'm better than people. People think that that means you're a dickhead to other people and you're putting them down. It's like, I don't care about people. I'm so egotistical. I just care about myself.
It's a difference between cocky being like, I'm better than you and you can't do something, compared to like being like, I believe I'm better than you, but I'm not gonna like project it on you. Like,
it's just for yourself.
Yeah, it's like for yourself.
You truly believe it.
You truly believe it because you have to believe it to actually succeed. Because if you want to be the best boxer, the best gym lad, you gotta believe you're the best. If you want to be the best at art, you gotta believe you're the best. If you don't believe you're the best, what's the point of even being in it? So you gotta do something like that.
One way I look at it as well is there is truly no one who's going to support you till the very, very end. Right?
Sure.
Apart from yourself. That's the thing. So that's why, like, so I just uttered it to Sam. Ronaldo, right? Ronaldo is probably the best example. In every single interview, when they ask him who's the best, him or Messi, what is his answer? It's him.
Of course.
Even though he might not be better.
19.
Yeah.
Who's the best football player? He was like, it's me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that self-talk, and that's why he is where he is.
It takes you very far.
Look at, like, you mentioned Conor McGregor, right? Yeah, he might have. Okay, fine. You want to say whatever you want to say about him, but the reason why he reached exactly
very far
is because he said, "I'm the fucking best."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It shows. Even if you're cocky, it's gonna take you out there. But I feel like people, they don't. I feel like the majority of them, not even the media, I feel like people themselves don't talk about the hardships they go through to become successful in a sport or a business. Because we look at the success side of it, right? We see like all the flashy stuff, but we never see the dark side of it. And I feel like the dark side should be touched up more than the successful side. Show people like, this is what I went through. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It takes struggle, but it's worth it in the end. And I feel like not many people touch upon that.
Well, I think you have to struggle, because if your journey wasn't trials and tribulation, then it's no one. Everyone would have it.
Yeah. It's, for example, say if a person's born rich, right, like a billionaire, and they've got a Bugatti as their first car. They have no value in that car because they never had that broke stage in their life to come out. So that's why you got to be grateful for not being born like with everything. You need to have struggle, because without struggle, you won't value respect. You won't value like things when they come to you in life. For example, like, you can buy like a Golf. You know what a Golf is, right? That car. You can buy one out and be the happiest guy because you just got your first car. You're happy. Things are starting to come your way. Because you remember back in the day, you was maybe riding scooters, like electric scooters. Now you've progressed. Then later on, you might buy a sports car like a Lambo, a Bugatti, whatever. You're going to have so much more value in that than a person who's given a mansion, a Bugatti, 100 million. Because why? Because you came from the struggle and they didn't. So it's mad. You might even respect a cup of tea or water, a Coke, more than what a person's valuing their house for. So it's mad because, like, not everyone's the same, but in a good way though, because it keeps competition for us. So that's the good thing about it.
But it's also, so I completely agree with everything you said. I'm sure you do. Someone might listen and they might say, okay, well, I was born into a very wealthy family and they've given me a lot. So what do I do? Well, you need to suffer. What's the easiest way to suffer yourself? Go to the gym, do a martial art.
Do something.
It's literally, it's the base of everything. It's just physical suffering.
Because even if you're born rich in that, that's not the end of it. You've got so much more things to do. You've got stuff to learn. You've got family to put on for. You've got people to help.
Big boots to fill as well.
Bro,
you could argue
that's what I'm saying. You've got martial arts to do. You've got gym to do. You've got challenges for yourself to do. rich, okay, like fair enough, fortune, like richness for them, like all that money, that's like over for them because they've already got it, right? But just because that's over and that's the end of the money side doesn't mean it's not the end of like the self-improvement side. They can achieve way more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, that's just one thing, but it's not going to help you forever.
Genuinely, right? The best example I can think of, and I know obviously it's made up, but Batman, right? Yeah. Genuinely, it might sound stupid, but Bruce Wayne was born into money. Yeah. So what did he do? He went away, learned martial arts, and now he saves people for a living. Like, you might not be real, but there's absolutely no reason why you cannot believe that you can be someone like that. Yeah, I'm not saying go and beat up people in the street, but yeah, exactly. The whole story of Batman is he suffered.
Yeah, I feel like everybody looks up to like a superhero since a young age. Yeah. And that's what gives you that motivation and drive. As a young kid, you're hype, you're like, oh, I want to be like Spider-Man, Batman. And I feel like that changes, but in a positive way, because obviously you start to realize that these characters aren't real, but those aspects of what, like the characteristics of what them characters have, they come into you. And you start taking them like, watching Superman, you want to be that big, strong guy. Spider-Man, you might want to be that fast guy. It all comes to you in the future, and it changes your mindset.
It's all perspective, and look, like just like you said, right? You always got to be able to look for the positives in anything, and those stories that you might not even think about, like you say, right? It's a story at the end of the day, but what can you learn from it? Are you just mindlessly reading things? Are you mindlessly talking to people, or are you actually trying to find value in what people are giving you? Because that is ultimately what will dictate whether you're successful.
What people are saying and doing is way more valuable than obviously just listening and not hearing. There's a difference between listening and taking advice, right? Like you can listen to a business teacher talk to you for hours about business, but I might not want to listen to them because I know they're not entrepreneur themselves. They don't have a business. So I'm going to listen to them for respect, but I'm not going to take in their advice. So yeah, that's why I stand with it.
I mean, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's quite funny how people learn how to run a business by doing business studies from people that don't know.
That don't even know.
That don't run a business.
And that's the thing. These teachers will tell you, the teachers will tell you, you know, bring up your money first, get all this money, then you like, maybe buy a brand, private label it, then do all this stuff, buy a like warehouse.
They don't teach you that in business studies. But that's stuff you learn on YouTube yourself.
And I'm saying the business teachers always tell you, prioritize getting the money up first. And I'm thinking, like all of these things I'm hearing in business, and I launched my own business, I didn't learn shit from what that teacher was telling me. It's you're telling me to have all these money investments first, but why can't you just start the business and focus on that while you're like scaling up your business instead of waiting all these years, wasting your life just to start a business, 20 years later?
Well, you know what the answer to that is they want to keep you in the system studying and spending money on studying before you actually go and do it. Because just like, you know, I mean, let's talk about some real life examples. Alan Sugar, he didn't even go, I don't even know if this is, well, I don't know the extent to his story, but I'm pretty sure he didn't even go to university. Yeah, he dropped out of school, didn't he?
Look,
yeah, exactly. Do you think that he was just sitting there studying until every single tiny nook and cranny of business, and then suddenly became a millionaire? No, he just went out and did it. You know, Richard Branson. Or you could name so many different people. Mark Zuckerberg,
and I feel like in today's day and age, wait, do you guys go to university?
Yeah,
we did,
yeah. I feel like, wait, you completed it, right?
We're 27. Well, he's 28, bro. We're dinosaurs, mate.
You guys were young.
No.
Man. I only found out. I think you guys are like 20, bro. What the hell?
No.
Mad. All right. Anyways, as I was saying, I can't even believe that. Yo, that's mad, yo.
Do you know what that is? That's training, bro.
Bro, that's mad. You guys look young, man. Stay training, man, and stay healthy, man. That's crazy. But as I was saying, I feel like the world now is pushing everybody to believe that the school system is the only way out. That's what they're making you believe. But I feel like the school system works for certain people that don't have a like, for example, like my friends, for example, some of them don't have a big plan for what they want to do, so they go to university to make not just their parents proud, but just so like life can push them wherever life takes them. But I feel like you need a plan for yourself. But if university is gonna get you where you want to be yourself, like forgetting about your parents, what they want, then that's a good thing to do. But for me, for example, I didn't want to go to university because I knew if I wanted to do business and boxing and like social media, there's nothing in university that's going to help me for that. So that's why I didn't take that route. But hopefully it's going to pay off one day.
Honestly, bro, I've got nothing but respect for you because so many people, me included, Sam included, you get sucked into that kind of, you know, that lifestyle of, I have to go to university, I have to do this, have to do that. Speaking to you now, genuinely, it's inspiring, right? Because we didn't have the guts or the balls or even, forget that, the vision. We got played. We got played by the system, whereas you are actually taking your life by your reins and you're doing really well. And you know what, actually, this leads me nicely into the next part of what I want to talk to you about is your business. Right? tell us a little bit about what you're doing at the moment.
So right now, apart from social media and obviously YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I have a business. So I launched this business about almost a year ago. So basically, it's called the Home Boxing Program. It's plugged all in my social media. So what I do is I teach people boxing, and people might be like, but I can watch boxing videos on YouTube. No. The way I've set it up step by step perfectly is from start to finish, from how I learned boxing myself, starting off with the basic fundamentals. And the thing is, it's good for amateurs and also beginners too, like people, especially for beginners, because they obviously never box in life. But people might say, why should I join your home boxing program when I can join a boxing club? I say, if you can join a boxing club, go to a boxing club. Don't get my program. But my program is for people that want to learn to box at home because they might not have the financial ability to actually go to a club, or they might not have a club close to them. And the way I've set up is you might learn things from me that a club won't teach you, because every club's going to be different. And the program's got about like 5,000 members at the moment, so it's doing pretty good. And there's not been a single negative review yet. So yeah, out of 5K, yeah. So I'm happy about that, man. Just trying to scale it up this year, trying to get a few celebrity fighters to, do some promos in it and see how it goes, man. So
I love the vision, man. But honestly, just coming back to your point about home boxing versus going to a boxing club, because I did a bit of boxing when I was at uni, and boxing clubs, by and large, if you're just someone who's just started out, you don't really get the attention that you deserve, 100%. Right? Because most of the attention goes to the fighters who are actually going to be fighting, right? Yeah. They got bouts scheduled and whatnot. So as a beginner, what better way to step into a boxing club than if you've already got some learning and teaching behind it? Why not start with your program?
That's what I'm saying. You can start with a program. Obviously, you can watch YouTube videos as well, but I've set the program up to be like way better than YouTube, because I saw YouTube as a big competition. I was like, you know what? I can make mine better than YouTube and Instagram. And I did, because people were saying, this is better. I had a famous TikToker, actually, I was like 300K. He was saying he went to a boxing club, and my home boxing program, he learned more from that than a boxing club and stuff. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, the vision worked. But as I was saying, not everybody's going to like what you're doing, but who cares? Those are not the customers you're looking for anyway. So, yeah, I was looking for people that are beginners, want to learn boxing, might not have access to a gym. Or maybe they want to go to a gym, but they want to have, like, previous experience before they go in there to have, like, the basic fundamentals in. So I thought, you know what? Let me put this thought and create it into reality and make it a program. Because 6 months before I made it a program, or even a year ago, I thought about making a home boxing program. But I was like, will people even like this? I started to realize, who cares if they don't like it? It's my business, it's my life, it's not that. They're not going to be thinking all day, 24 hours, yo, why did Ekayy make this home boxing program? They might think about it for 10 minutes, but who gives a fuck? I don't care.
Exactly. Just one point I want to make, which is, I think you've nailed it really well. The thing about YouTube, and this is something, again, that Sam and I premise our online coaching program on as well, is you could, there's absolutely nothing stopping you going onto YouTube and trying to work it out for yourself. But the key words here is work out for yourself. And that takes a long time to actually learn about what works.
I really like what you said about that, because I had a few comments saying, YouTube, this, that. And I would say, but YouTube, even though some videos are step by step, you're not going to get as much value as in my program than what of YouTube will teach, or TikTok or Instagram, because you might see one video like a week from them. Even if it's every day, the way I set up my program is from all them 6 years of training. Every little aspect I learned, I put in like a week or two to create that program. With every single aspect I learned from boxing, beginning to finish, what I did wrong, how I improved, the proper forms, and it's just too much to talk about on on a podcast. But it's mad, bro. It took a long time to do it, but I wouldn't be able to do the program if I had less than like 2 years experience of boxing. I wouldn't be able to. And I feel like my lifestyle, like before boxing, not even before boxing, but when I started boxing initially in the beginning, kind of helped me and motivated me to make this program. So it's mad, bro. But I'm happy I launched this, because I was initially going to leave it out and not launch this program at all, because I was thinking, what if people hate it? But then I realized, who cares if they hate it anyway? Doesn't matter.
This is literally what I want to touch upon, is how you were saying that who fucking gives a shit whether people like it or not. And I think I even used this quote in one of my cringy Instagram posts. It's like, doubt kills more dreams than anything.
It does. It really does.
But I reckon there's so many people out there that have all these dreams. That's the thing. No one dreams of working in a bank as a kid. No one dreams of doing all these bullshit jobs that people do.
The big, the rich, successful guy with a good-looking girl, with a good wife, good cars, big mansion. That's what every kid thinks of initially.
100%.
So it's mad to see that people, you know, push all these, like, you know, be a banker, be a lawyer, this, that, but nobody actually really dreams about that.
It's because school and society kills those dreams for you.
They're like, a lot of dreams,
stop being ridiculous. You can't be that. Go to university and be a good little boy.
And it's mad because my teacher used to tell me, I had this teacher, I think it was an English teacher I had, he used to always tell me, because I used to speak about wanting to make videos actually, about like, to become like an influencer. But I thought I wanted to be like a YouTuber back then or whatever. But obviously I never had the balls to do it. And I used to tell my teacher, I was in detention, right, an hour for being late. I used to always be late, yeah. And then I remember speaking to my teacher about wanting to be like this businessman and be like famous as well, like obviously to be famous in a good way to like influence people. And my teacher said, he was like, you know what, and don't take that route. It was like, don't take that famous route. And by the way, I love my English teacher. He was a legend. But I have to disagree, even if I like him, I have to disagree with what he said. Because I remember he told me, don't take that route. But even when he told me that, I was thinking, you know what, as much as I like my teacher, I can't listen to him because he's not got the lifestyle that I want to live. So why should I listen to someone that has a different dream from me, a different lifestyle as me, a different mindset of me?
But also, some people low-key don't want to watch you succeed because I guarantee he never dreamed of being a teacher. So he's thinking, fuck, if he makes it, it then puts spotlight on me. Because everyone's cut from the same cloth. Everyone. True. So what happens when you start to succeed? It puts the spotlight on you. Yeah. As in, like, say, if your mate succeeded, it puts a spotlight on you, and then it basically emphasizes that you're a fuck up and you've done fuck all with your life. So then it makes you feel uncomfortable.
It does.
Which is why people, even best friends, will bring their best friends down because now the spotlight's
I've seen
on
that
them.
a lot.
Like,
I've
you're
seen
from the same village, bro.
It's
your
like,
mate's a millionaire,
it's like, why are you
you're
succeeding?
not.
Yeah, and I feel like this is why a lot of American rappers get into altercations with their own like hood friends because they see this person succeed, and it's like, why am I not succeeding like as much? Like, why is this guy not giving me money? Like, if we're from the same batch, same area, and I feel like that causes a lot of problems. So you got to really watch out who you're around with, and I feel like you should surround yourself with not just people on the same level, but people that are doing better than you as well. 100%. For example, if you're around entrepreneurs, you got to be with someone that's making way more money than you. Even for me in boxing, yesterday I was sparring a professional boxer, right? I sparred a pro because I wanted him to like challenge me way more. Because if I want to have a fight this year, I know my opponent will not be as good as the pro, right? So it's better to get used to a pro fighter. Round 1, I was doing good. Round 2, I was gassed out. Boxer nearly knocked me out. Like, I'll tell you honestly, I nearly got battered. I told the coach, stop the match because I didn't want to get knocked out. I was close to getting knocked out. But it doesn't matter. I'll say that on live because I know it's a journey and everyone's experienced it. Because there's no boxer out there that hasn't been hit to the point that they've almost been knocked out. And I say that because you need to go through hardships and take them L's as lessons. Because L's are lessons in disguise, right? They're not just like so fair enough if I went home after getting battered, then I was like, I don't want to do boxing anymore. Like, I don't want to get battered like that. That's what I was thinking initially. But I was thinking, you know what? It's good that I got battered because I now know what I need to do to not get battered next time. And you always got to learn from people that are doing better than you. So always surround yourself with people that are doing as good as you and better than you at the same time. But especially better.
You only fail when you quit.
You only fail when you quit.
Legit.
Exactly.
You're only a loser when you quit.
I feel like everybody will succeed. Like,
they keep going.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, say if the lifestyle was like, say if we lived 500 years humans, right? If everyone like chase their dreams, eventually they'll hit their goal.
I fully agree.
Yeah, now we've got like 80 years. Even 8 years is enough to do that. Like, I feel like one good year of your life will change your life forever.
100%.
365 days is all you need,
it's like
bro.
a quote. It's not really a quote, but people severely overestimate what they can achieve in a day.
Year.
But in a year, they severely underestimate what you can do. Because just that compound interest, like 1% every day.
Yeah.
1 to the power 365 is 1. 1.01 to the power 365 is like 27.
Yeah, and
so
it's
1% every day.
Yeah, and it's mad because when you think about it, what am I going to achieve this year? You think too far ahead, but I feel like you should look at it day by day.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough if you want to have like big goals like later on in the year, but I feel like you should say, okay, what's my goal for tomorrow? What's my goal for today? Like, step by step, day by day. Don't think too far in the future. It's a good thing to think far in the future, but I feel like it's even better to think for tomorrow and for today.
100%. Bro,
So
this
you
is
always
like
gotta think
literally
step by
what we
step.
do with our
Yeah.
online coaching. Is we get them to do their kind of 2023 goals. So like the ones we're signing up now, but then we give them milestones. First of all, you ain't going to achieve your year-long goal if you can't even do a routine day by day. If you can't make your bed,
if you can't, I saw that as well.
then how the
if you
fuck
can't
are you
make
gonna
your
do that
bed,
stuff?
how the hell have you got the motivation? Not even motivation. How you got the discipline to do something big if you can't even make your fucking bed?
It's
bro?
true. It's
It's
true.
like it's mad.
It's a simple
And
thing.
apologies for the swearing.
No. We're for it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, just making sure.
That's true. It's those small baby steps.
Yeah.
Like, well, literally, think about the metaphor of life. As a kid, you literally took baby steps.
Yeah.
You learned to crawl for 4
Step
seconds.
by step.
And now we're running, you're boxing, we're running a business.
Yeah, even with gym and everything, like we all started off like skinny twigs, right? And we managed to progressively overload in years to gain muscle and stuff. We never really started big and muscular. Fair enough, Mike Tyson was like 86 kg at 13 years old. But yeah, apart from that, that's like 1% in it. But bro, this is mad. Less than 1%.
It's you can't, like, I think this is another topic as well. A lot of people try and feel sorry for themselves, saying that they weren't gifted or they weren't lucky. But what people don't realize is 99.9999% of people aren't lucky, right? Only that, like you say, that genetic freak like Mike Tyson is going, or Erling Haaland. And even then, right, he's not actually a genetic freak. He was cultivated from a young age, right? So you've just got to play with the cards that you've been dealt and make the most of it. And the only way you can do that is, like you say, 1% every single day. How can I improve tomorrow? And it doesn't even have to be. So I say this to our clients as well a lot, right? They might go from workout to workout and not improved at all in terms of the number of reps that they've done. But what I say to them is, look at the quality of the reps that you've done.
And the mindset.
But in terms of physical...
I never thought of it like that.
Exactly. In terms of...
I'm always trying to... Sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's right.
I'm doing like less reps than usual. Because obviously I try and do better than how I did the day before. Like sometimes I'm like, wow, is my strength like decreasing? But it's good what you said. Is the mindset changing? Is the mindset getting better? Is the reps getting better? So I'm gonna start implementing that in my life. So thank you for telling me that.
That's all right, man. Honestly,
sometimes I feel like that too, bro.
It's something that I've learned as well over the last 5 years of training. Is don't always look at the numbers increasing, but perhaps look at how good the number is. So like, for example, when you're doing a pull-up, right? Let's say on one day you did 10, and then 2 weeks later you're still on 10. You're like, what's going on? I haven't improved. But actually, those first 8, the quality of those 8 are much better now. And that's an improvement from day to day.
It's funny I said about pull-ups, because that's for me. I can only do like 10 pull-ups, right? And recently I could still only do like 10, but I've realized my form's got way better. There
you go.
Way better. Even though I can still do 10 pull-ups, now I can do a muscle up. Like, even though it's bad form, it's like I'm seeing small improvements with it. So it's crazy how you bring up the muscle up, the pull-up thing. So yeah, I see that in myself when I'm working out now. It's mad, bro. It's mad.
But that's exactly the kind of mindset you need to have, right? Is you've got to accept, and this is again something else that we teach, is progress is rarely ever just like this.
Yeah, nah.
Unless you're like a complete beginner, right? And you've got them to do like, I don't know, something so simple.
Yeah, then it's obviously up.
It's obviously up, right? But there comes a point when your body just goes, oh, hold on a minute. The stimulus for adaptation is much harder now. So your progress will look like this. When you're at Sam and I's level with calisthenics, right? Progress is literally like this. It'll sometimes even go down and then it'll come up. But that's just how it is.
But in the end, it's always up.
Always holistically looking at things from month 1 to month 24. As long as you're going up in that sense, then you've made it.
Yeah. And obviously you're gonna have the bad days, but the bad days, I feel like the bad days is what makes the good days. The bad things you take in and learn from the, like, obviously the bad workouts or whatever. Those are always the times. For example, as I said earlier, I got banged up by a pro boxer, like trying to learn. But obviously it was bound to happen. But from what I learned there, that experience is going to do me better in the ring for one of my matches, because I know now that I've learned something from it that's valuable, instead of like, you know, just not learning from it, taking it as an L, going home crying about it like a little bitch. Like, you got to take things in with knowledge, right? You've always got to see the good side in the bad.
And it's a rare quality nowadays, because honestly,
very rare.
We're coming slightly full circle, but I don't mind, because I think the whole point of having you on especially is because you are someone who is young, and you know, young people are very impressionable, right? So many young people nowadays will blame others for their shortcomings. You're the complete opposite. You're always looking internally at yourself first. What can I do better? And then looking outwards. And that's something we want to get across to our listeners, because a lot of our listeners are young. They're in the 17 to 24 bracket, right? And one thing we want to say is always look at what you can do first. Just literally like yourself, Ennis, right? You're always looking at yourself and say, right, okay, I got home from that fight. What is it that I can learn from this? Rather than, oh, he's better than me.
You always got to look into what you learned from yourself, your own perspective.
Exactly.
Like, not just look at the bad side and things. You've always got to, oh, my bad. Yo, crusty ass throat, bro. Sorry, bro. Yeah, as I was saying, bro, if you don't look at the good and the bad, because you know what it is? There's no light without dark, and there's no dark without light. So it's always going to be bad things in the good and good things in the bad, but it's about filtering out the good and the bad and leaving you out with something good that's valuable that you can learn from and implement in your life further on in the future.
It's definitely a skill to be self-critical. I think this applies a lot to relationships. Even say if I was with a girl, right, 10 years and she cheats on me, objectively everyone would say, well, it's her fault.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not going to blame myself, I've come to the point where I would look back at the 10 years and be like, oh, okay, sure, she's done all this, which is terrible.
But you have to look at
what
you've
could
done.
I have done better?
Yeah, what could you have done? Exactly.
I might have done these few things that might not necessarily have led to her cheating, but maybe I did those things that I shouldn't have done. So you need to use everything as a learning experience.
Even for that, even if you're not blaming yourself, because the difference between blaming
blaming yourself is just an L.
That's an L, yeah.
But still, it's like, I said this, I did these things that I shouldn't have done.
And feeling sorry for yourself is a different thing. For example, nobody out there should feel sorry for themselves no matter what you're going through. If you feel sorry for yourself, that is not going to take you far at all. For example, you got people that are maybe like feeling sad all day. Okay, why are you feeling sad? Are you training? Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating a healthy diet? Or not even that. I mean, you know what it is? Sorry to cut you off here. I mean, not even you off.
You're cutting yourself off.
Myself off. Yeah. Sorry to cut yourself off, Ekayy. But as I was saying, people now are eating so unhealthy that healthy food is called a diet, which is mad.
Funny.
It's like, bro, normal eating, healthy eating has turned so mad that people are calling it a diet. Yeah. And I feel like that affects these lazy people because they'd be like, I don't want to go on a diet. It's not about going on a diet, because if you go on a diet, you're going to go off a diet. So why don't you change your way of eating to make it something that's sustainable for yourself? Yeah. Have that cheat day once a week, whatever, maybe even more than that, but at least do something that's progressively making you better. So when you look at a person that's like, they look depressed, they look sad, they look miserable all the time, there's always something, I guarantee 99% of the time, there's always something they can do to make themselves
they're not taking action. The reason why they're sad is because they're not doing anything.
And I like what you said about that, because there's a quote, can't say who it's from because I'll get cancelled, but yeah, as I was saying, he said, you know, if you're hungry, that's your body telling you that you need to eat. If you're depressed and sad, that's your body telling you need to change.
Yeah, so true.
And I like that quote a lot, because I feel like that if you start implementing that in your life, you're gonna get far. Because
it's like I never tell myself I'm depressed. I just say I'm sad, because it's normal. Everyone feels sad.
Everybody feels sad.
So be careful with the language you tell yourself.
That's what I'm saying, because people nowadays have made sadness, depression. Obviously, depression is sad for other people that experience it, and like being constantly sad. But I feel like the more you tell yourself you're sad and depressed, the more depressed you're actually gonna be. You are gonna become that. Like, I've got friends that, you know, are always miserable all the time. But I can see why, because they're playing video games all fucking day. They're eating all this junk food. I'm like, bro, can you not see what's making you sad? But the thing is, they believe being sad is only from like things in themselves, like their mindset. But no, it's literally your food, lifestyle, and training will actually, it's literally 50% of your happiness. Like, even though you don't think it'll make you happy, it's gonna make you subconsciously feel better because you've actually got a task done.
Like, even if you're clinically depressed, eating better and training more, you'll feel less depressed at least.
That's how people get out of depression. They start eating better, having better self-talk, journaling. But the thing is, they spend thousands of going to like, you know, clinics, all these psychologists and stuff. But really and truly, all you've got to do is find cure in yourself with your own words and your own lifestyle. But the thing is, not everybody's got the ability to do it because they haven't got that inner fire in them to actually do it. But it's mad, bro. It's sad to see, but it's also sad to see that they can fix themselves, but they don't take action.
I think people don't even realize, right? We're talking about things like mindset, and people might be listening to this and say, "Oh, but that's just all airy fairy shit," right? It's actually not. When you're convincing yourself of those things in your mind, and you're eating healthy foods, and you're exercising, there are actual chemical reactions going on.
And serotonin, 80% of serotonin. So imagine, serotonin is the feel-good hormone. 80% of serotonin is found in the gut, which means, exactly.
Bro, I tell that to fucking
which means, bro, 80% of what you eat is gonna make you feel 80% better, literally. So what you eat is literally going to determine how you feel throughout the day.
Why is that not taught in schools?
That's not taught in schools.
Why is this not like a staple of human living?
You know, the thing is,
and it's a fact, bro.
I don't know why. The thing is, school doesn't, you know, they don't prioritize teaching people valuable things when it comes to actual lifestyle. They only teach you what they see as valuable for the education system. So
it's to make you a hardworking citizen of the system, isn't it?
Let's be real. If you're, for the people that are like successful, they want people to be hardworking for them. Like, I saw a quote saying, I need some, as fucked up as this whole like lifestyle of like people becoming slaves to the system is, I need someone to fill my car up. Exactly. I saw a quote saying that it's like everybody needs a worker. Some might need a cleaner. So not everybody can win in the game. But you know, the goal for everybody is different, right? Some people might just not want to be successful, but I actually kind of disagree with that. I don't think everybody wants to be successful. I take that back.
Also,
I take that shit back.
It's actually in everyone to be successful.
It is.
But like you said, not everyone can be successful.
That's what I'm saying. You wasn't born to be a fucking bitch. You're born to be the best version of yourself, to make your parents and your family proud. Your parents didn't make you to be this little small ass bitch but that's complaining, miserable in their room, bashing all day, watching porn, playing video games, not doing anything for their life. Your parents and people fought for this shit for years. They fought wars for you to be the best version.
How much do you also... I think a lot of the responsibility should be done on the parents. I think there's a lot of weak parenting in this country.
There is a lot of weak
let little
parenting.
Timmy do what he wants.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you're raising your child to be a
In a bad
useless
way.
member of society.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're giving a child everything too often, they lose value in what they could actually have. So it's like you need to give a child some sort of hardship, whether it's like not buying them this toy, like just small things that in their subconscious mind they realize that they need to struggle a little bit. And it's a very valuable lesson if your parents don't give you everything, because now you realize you got to get it for yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's mad, bro. So you've got to make your own way out of the game, because everyone's journey is different in it.
Yeah, no, 100%. What's on that topic now? I want to know what's next for you, because you're so early on in your business, your life. You know, it's the start, but you've really done really well at the start. So what's next?
All right, next, are you familiar with Misfits? Misfits boxing.
Yes.
I will be on Misfits.
Sick.
I will smoke someone on Misfits. I promise you, nobody's beating me on Misfits. I guarantee my opponent. And here's the thing, I know my opponent is out there training right now. So that's, even though, when you get a fight, like a month before you get to train, I want to train every day now, so that when that month comes, I'm already trained up for the fight and ready, so that my opponent will not be as trained as me, because I know I need to outwork my opponent. Even if it's a year before, 2 years before, I need to work every day, because I know out there, my opponent is somewhere that I'm going to fight. So I need to make sure this guy's not training as hard as me. But apart from boxing, I know I'm going to hop on boxing events. I might even take and consider the professional route down boxing, but that's not really my biggest goal. But for sure, it's YouTube, long form content, making videos, and what else? Definitely entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship.
I think you're already tapping into that, but
now obviously I want to branch out more into it and create more businesses, and just network with other people that are doing great, so I can learn from them.
I think that's obviously like very commendable things. We share a lot of that, to be honest. Like, whether it is calisthenics, whether it's boxing, whether it's gym, whether it's farting in jars, whatever it is, right? At the end of the day, if you've got that serial entrepreneurship, because that's actually what happens, right? It's people who get the taste for starting and building. Yeah, that's why I like to call it is building. When you're building something, you get the taste for building, and then you want to just keep doing it. Like, this is why, again, I'm having this conversation with someone. You always find that people who started and built businesses, they never stop. They don't actually ever retire. Yeah. Because they're always investing in something else, or they're like doing on the board of something. So
once the grind starts and you see it start taking off, there's no end to it.
Yeah, 100%.
Life should be a grind.
Life should be that. Yeah.
It's a grind from the day you're born.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You were crawling, and that's literally as well. Not even like metaphorically, but literally that's how it starts. And I feel like people start to become too comfortable. Their comfort zone becomes, for example, this morning, I was in a shower and I was thinking something. It's funny to think of now when I think about it, but I was like, towards the end of the shower, I was like, do I take the blue pill or the red pill? The blue pill was, to come out the shower, like warm water, and like feel soggy and like all like hot all day, feel demotivated. Because whenever I have like a hot boiling shower, I come out being sluggish, right? And I was thinking, do I take a red pill and take a cold shower? And I was like, you know what, let me take the red pill. I took the cold shower on full blast and I was freezing to death. I came out though feeling way better. So
bro, it's showing, man. You literally, like, for the guys that obviously you won't see this because it was off air, but Ennis came in and he was energetic. You didn't even sit down.
No.
You didn't even sit down.
I couldn't sit down, Even though I really feel like if I took that hot shower, not even because it was a hot shower, that has nothing to do with it, but the mindset before that, I was telling myself, you're a bitch if you take this hot shower. And I feel like it's not even just about showers, it's about everything in life. It's like, do I take the side and stay in my comfort zone, or I'll take the other side and get out of my comfort zone and do something big and see where it takes me, even if it's a big risk?
I think that's, again, it just epitomizes the type of man that you are. Honestly, bro, it's. I think we probably covered pretty much everything. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
I appreciate you guys for bringing me on as well, man.
Of course, man. Of course.
Bro.
Listen, we're going to do more of these
Love my
anyway.
bro, for sure, bro. We're going to get it.
But it's always refreshing to have people of like-minded, have a like-minded kind of perspective. But even more so, I think you're probably the youngest guest that we've had. I can't think of anyone who's perhaps younger. No, you're the youngest.
Mad.
And you're
Arguably-
I almost want to say your mindset is more determined and stronger than a lot of people we've seen. Like it's just how like tenacious you are, and the thing like how big your dream.
I see that in you guys as well when you talk. I see that a lot in you guys as well.
Bro, it's self-hypnosis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like when you guys talk, I can see, like for example, a different person's talking to me, like not even disrespect the other person. I can see you guys have the way you guys communicate. It's like I can feel the fire in you, like that you've got something good going on. Like even if you don't, I can still see you got that discipline to do something like big. Like bro, it's mad. Like you can really read someone's energy just by how they communicate, their body language and everything. The mindset just says everything about them, bro.
But it's like Sam likes to say, real recognizes real.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's literally what it comes down to. When you're on your path and you like, it's easy to pick up something, like you say, someone else's vibe. And honestly, bro, we can only echo that, right? Like, that's why we wanted to have you on. Looking at your social medias, I mean, you've absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, bro, it's been crazy, man. Growth has been crazy recently, especially on Instagram, bro. It's been mad.
But it's not even, for us, it's not even the fact that your social media. I think it's just the fact that you as a person.
Yeah.
I think your social media is a testament to you as a person rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, their social media doesn't actually reflect them.
Them lives, yeah.
Whereas for you, like everything that you do, the way that you've carried yourself in this podcast, the way that I've seen you in other aspects of life. You're that guy, and genuinely respect
that, bro. Thank you for that, man. You guys are the guys too, man. I'm telling you guys are mad. Like I can see you guys doing big ass shit in the future. So, and plus, you guys look so young, man. When you told me you was 27, I was like, what? This guy's up, bro. On the rule, I thought he was maximum 21, and you as well 21.
Jeez.
I was thinking, bro, you guys are healthy, fam. I might need to cop that program of yours, I might need to cop that, bro. You my God.
There we go, man. There we go.
Bro. Mad.
All right, man. Well, listen, it's been incredible. Like we said, we're going to do it again.
Yeah,
and
bro.
I guess
It's been lit, bro. It's been lit, bro.